This is Casey Neistat with KTLA5 Live, coming at you from the boring, I'm not with KTL5, but I really am at the Boring Hole launch site. Today is like the first day when they open it. They invited me, which is great. You're gonna go see a big hole. I'm in the boring press tent. I'm gonna get some boring snacks. Let me explain what just happened. So we're in the press tent right there. I'm eating my boring snacks and the dude comes over and he's like, we're taking people in groups of 8, come with us. And then we do this tour and they talk about tunneling and the technology and all that stuff, and everybody was taking notes because we weren't allowed to take any pictures or any video, but like I didn't bring a pen and paper. I didn't know what to do. So I was just trying to pay attention. Then at the end, they're like, do you want to go in the boring tunnel? Like in the actual in the tunnel, and of course I said yes. Here's how it worked. No pictures allowed. You get into a Model X, like a Tesla, the Tesla SUV, and then we like drove to this secret location 1.5 miles from here that was in the back of like a mini mall kind of store. This gate opened, like a regular chain link fence open. There was a dude in there, I shit you not, a dude in there with like a bulletproof vest and a handgun on his chest. I think he was just there as security, but it was very dramatic. Door opens, we drive in. The car, the Model X, goes onto this little like elevator track, and then it goes down. And we go down and the tunnel's ahead of us. Now, I was thinking the tunnel was gonna be like a huge like subway tunnel. It's not, it's small. It's like just big enough to fit a Model X in it. And then there's like 2 little spots on either side for the X's wheels to go on. See those tracks there? That's what the wheels of the car were on. They were on this bit and this bit. And then the Model X was custom retrofitted with like bumpers. Okay, look. See these things? These are the bumpers that kept the Tesla from hitting the walls inside the tunnel. See? See? One there, one there, and there. And like the wall would be here, the wall would be here, and it would keep it from, you know when you go through like a car wash and the thing keeps you on the track? That's what it was like. And then we get in the Model X and we went about, they said 30 miles an hour, but we went 44 is what we topped out at. Going through the tunnel, like, it was amazing, but it was also just driving a car through like a really small, scary tunnel. So a little bit scary, mostly incredible. Like it was pretty, everybody in the car was like pretty psyched. It was cool. Okay, so we're going down to where the hole is, but this is where when I was before, we weren't allowed to film, but the hole is the hole that I drove through. See, this is where it came out of when I was in the X before. Look, it came out of this hole. And we drove from, sorry. Okay, so look, this is the tunnel. I'm just gonna keep getting closer, they tell me not to. This is it, this is the boring tunnel. News guy.
Elon Musk's boring company say this is literal.
He's kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, but he's got a camera guy. So, there were some whispers and some not so subtle whispers of like skepticism or cynicism towards the whole boring project. And there were a lot of people, like I specifically remember hearing one person say, keep in mind guys, he didn't invent tunneling, this has been done before. Nothing we're seeing here is really new. And there were definitely throes of that kind of skepticism being tossed around. I do not share that cynicism. I don't share that skepticism. Being at this event was like magical and incredible. And it captured my imagination, and here's why. Here's this guy who, whatever it was, 18 years ago, 20 years ago, wanted to start an electric car company to hopefully displace combustion engines. And then here we are now in 2018, and I don't know what the number is, but this year they shipped hundreds of thousands of cars. He did it. And this is the same guy, the same exact guy who had an idea to launch rockets into space and build a company that does that. And in 2018, SpaceX launched 19 rockets into space, which isn't just more than any other private company in the world, but it's more than any other nation on the planet with the exception of China. So when that same guy says that he wants to address or try to help address like congestion in cities by digging tunnels that cars can drive through, and then that guy actually digs a tunnel that you can actually drive a car through, yeah, it's exciting because it's about what it could be. It's about your imagination and doing things and sort of like brushing off the critics because you're trying to do something that maybe nobody else is looking at or nobody else is doing. That's where my enthusiasm comes from, and that's why this was such an exciting event for me to be at. And they threw a great party too. Okay, and that concludes the boring tunnel, boring launch.
You got a thing for me. I got a thing for